This is my Zoom H6, and it pretty much helped me build this channel. So when the people at Sweetwater reached out and said, hey, would you like to do any Zoom videos? And I said, yeah, but not this. I actually want to talk about a pedal that I use exclusively in the effects loop of my Friedman Small box. And to me, it makes this amp the amp I love. This is the Zoom 70CDR Plus. First of all, it's like 120 bucks. Looking at it, it looks like a cheap plastic product. And if you remember a lot of Zoom stuff in the past, it was always like plastic. This is actually a metal casing. So I want to just point that out, that it's really, really built, really rugged. Now, some things that made me interested in this pedal is it has 43 chorus effects, 29 delay effects, 33 reverb effects, 44 dynamic filter effects, and other type of time-based effects, including EQ and compression, noise reduction. You can run 6 of them at a time. Not just you can sort through 6, you can have 6 simultaneously. You can have 100 presets, and it runs on a 9-volt DC power, or it can run off 2 AA batteries. I thought about it going, wouldn't it be nice to have one pedal that I just keep in the effects loop all the time? Something very basic. That runs off a 9-volt power supply, which this is doing right now. It's running off my one spot. Or better yet, run 2 short cables, put in the batteries, and just leave it on top of the head. And of course, when I'm not using the head, just unplug the right side. Now, there's a couple things. There is an app for this thing. One thing I want to point out about the app that's kind of an odd thing is they charge you $1 for the app. It's not like $1's a lot of money, but it's just weird to have somebody sell you a product and then sell you the interface for that product. So Zoom, you should really reconsider that. It seems weird that I got to pay $1 after I paid $120 to get more of the features. I didn't need it. In fact, everything you're gonna see me doing right now, I was able to do in 10 minutes. Everything is pretty basic. If you've ever used any technology from the 90s, this is more like a Game Boy and an old processor in the way that it interfaces. I am running it through a Marshall 212 with creambacks in it, and they are mic'd up with a Sennheiser E609. I have a room mic in here as well. And let me show you why I love this. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the reverb control. So this is the amp without anything. Like I said, dry. We'll add the reverb in. Let's go ahead and add more. So we got reverb on. I've already set it, and you can set the controls with these mix controls. I'll use my foot. You can see this, all the knobs are here. It's all knob interface, no tricky screens. Now this is a good time to mention that if it's hard for you to see that screen because it's really not very detailed, the pedals and effects are color coded. So blues for choruses, purple for delays, a green for reverbs, and a yellow for modulation and other effects. Go ahead and go to the next pedal. Tab over. That's a delay pedal. Now you can tell it's off and the reverb is on because the reverb has a light. See that? So when you go to the delay, no light. So add the delay, you get a light. So I'll add the delay. Now keep in mind, we're keeping the reverb on. Here's the guitar. Chorus. There's a chorus pedal right there. So we go ahead and we turn that on. Here's something I absolutely love. We go ahead, roll the volume back on the guitar. And notice the amp's still overdriven, but we're just rolling the volume back. Now, like I said, you can change, the delay time, the reverb, the types of reverb, the types of chorus. So you guys know I'm using a very basic reverb, a basic stereo delay, and then a very basic chorus, because again, that's what I'm going for. Some of you guys will ask about noise. Well, another great feature is I'm running a noise gate and that just stays on. So now what I'd like to do is go ahead and turn the chorus off and the delay. We'll just use the reverb. So this is the more of the plexi channel on the small box. I'm running my Kiesel Delos, PM Delos, and I got it in single coil mode on the neck pickup. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that delay on. Same thing, delay, we're still staying in the single coil mode on the neck pickup. Okay, I want to take it over to the chorus now. Okay, the delay. So I know we could sit here and go through all 140 sounds, but what I will tell you is if you're familiar with Zoom, then you're familiar with the quality of their effects. They're really good. They're not industry leading in any way that I personally feel like. I think the appeal of this for me is a couple things, and that's why I'm kind of going this way with the video. What I wanted to know about the pedal, really that was most important to me was for $120, it's a great buy. I mean, $100 pedal, I mean, that's like one Boss pedal. So $100 pedal is not a lot to devote to putting as a kind of like keep it in the effects loop of the amp, and it doesn't have to use it doesn't have to have other jobs. I can allocate this to just my amps that have effects loops and just run it in the effects loop. The main question for me was, is the effects going to sound good? Does the pedal add a lot of noise, or does it change the sound of the amp so much so that I don't enjoy the amp anymore? So here's the important part of this. The effects sound good. They're clean. They're just not, like I said, industry leading. You're not getting a Strymon here, and anyone who's kind of alluding that you are, that's just not what you're getting. You're not getting more than, what you're paying for, which is a decent quality pedal at 120 bucks. The important part though is you're getting something that functions very easily. It's not very complicated, and it does sound good. So there you have it, $129 effects pedal that I think you can step on and feel pretty confident with it. So features and price are what make this pedal a good choice. All right, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. And as always, to the next time, know your gear.